Make a karate belt display. Moving ahead in martial arts is not an easy thing. A lot of martial arts require rigorous training in order to get to the next level. It may take you 10 years to develop the skill to become a master of your chosen art. Martial arts usually use belts to indicate what level you are in, and practitioners often covet the black belt, the highest level, and distinguish you from the rest of the practitioners. Black belts are the prized possessions of martial artists, and as such displayed to let other people know of their achievement. You can see belt racks in dojos or training centers owned by the sensei or head of the establishment. In karate, one must go through around 9 levels to achieve the highest level of knowing the art. As such, racks may consist of 9 or 10 individual belts to be displayed. Know the number of belts to be displayed. Sometimes, due to the long process of earning belts, you may lose some of the belts received. Know how many belts you still have in order for you to create the right number of racks to put in your display. In some cases, the display just holds a single belt, the most coveted black belt. If that is the case, you can use a small piece of 1/2-1 in plywood, around 12 in by 18, to display the single belt and write something on the top portion, like your name. If you are displaying more than one belt, allow 5 inches of space per belt. A 1/2-1 in plywood length of 18 to 24 inches by no of belts times 5 is a good sized board to use. Allow some space on the top to write something on top. Add the allotment size to the computed size of the board, X. For 10 belts you will need a size of 50 in plus another 5 for writing space on top by 18-24 in. Mark the board. Lightly line the board horizontally every 5 inches with a pencil marker. Make sure the lines are level. Use 2 vertical lines 4-6 in from the left and right sides of the plywood. Mark the points where the lines meet. This is where you will attach the screws to hold your belt /S. Mark the back of the upper quarter of the board where you will attach the brackets or screws for hanging. 2 screws are sufficient. Drill the holes. Using your power driller, drill holes 1/4 of an inch. Use a smaller sized drill than the threads of your screw. Skip 1 level on top for where you intend to write the name, quote, school, etc. Coat the board. If you plan to just coat with varnish, remove all pencil markers first. Coat and let dry. Do a second coating if needed. If you plan to paint the plywood, use the appropriate paint type. Attach the screws and brackets. When choosing a screw, choose the L-type screws for the belt. You don't need long threads, as you need to just support the weight of the belts. Rather, choose an L-hooks which has long unthreaded sides to hold the belt in place. You can also choose galvanized screws with the corresponding color for each belt. Attach the screws by placing on top of the holes and tightening by turning to the right. Attach the bracket with screws or just use screws and a strong thread for hanging. Your karate belt display is now finished and ready to hang for everyone to see. Practice regularly and master your forms to obtain your own karate black belt.